That's what I got it on.
I like it. It looks good.
So how are you actually doing, Jessica, as this thing is rolling? How is your day going?
It's good. It's really good. I'm working on a big project. I'm trying to draft some documents. So I'm locked in my office with no windows. So I don't get distracted by how beautiful it is out.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, everything's good. Everything's good.
Nothing too crazy this week.
Every day, honestly, was crazier than the next. Every day I was
Really?
putting out some fire. Yeah. I don't really, can't even remember. I think the last time I didn't have a crazy week was like in October.
You're joking.
No, I'm serious. Like every week, but that's the nature of my job. I put out fires. I'm a legal firefighter.
I love it. I love it.
Right.
That's what
Not
they
to
say you
in
do.
any way compare myself to the job a firefighter has, but
No doubt.
that's all I do. People call me to complain or help them with something, and everybody's it's urgent to them, even though it might not be. Everybody can't have the same urgent thing happen. So there's only so many hours in the day, so I try and prioritize urgency and fires.
I wish I could just hear these phone calls. No doubt, I mean, the attorney-client
Yeah.
privilege is here, but I mean, no doubt
Yeah,
you're going to write a book one day.
I mean, I'm not trying to sound overly dramatic. I really wish like I had a quiet day. It just doesn't have you start every day and you're like, oh, today's going to be quiet. I only have some paperwork to do today. And then, the emails and the phone calls and the messages start coming in, and then it's urgent, and everything has to be done for Monday. And it's like,
Oh,
okay, well, it's
Lord.
2:00 on a Friday. How am I supposed to get this done?
Well,
Yeah.
thank you for taking the time to hang out with us, Jessica.
Absolutely. Happy to do it. Happy to do it.
Cool. Welcome, Roundup family. Good afternoon. Beautiful Friday, June 28th today. I am Chris Haskins. I'm a real estate investor slash entrepreneur. My mission statement is to raise your financial literacy through real estate investing and entrepreneurship. Today, I get the honor and the privilege to hang out with Jessica Segal. What's up?
Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. I'm so excited to be here. I got to tell you, this is like my favorite hour of Friday because the rest of the day or the week is complete chaos. So this is my fun time. I love it.
Too much.
Yeah,
Jessica,
we're all good.
You guys get to get your questions. Oh, she only has 30 minutes today, so we're going to get right to it.
Yeah,
Talk
exactly.
about preventing your corporate LLC from getting pierced. Jessica, go ahead and rock and roll.
Yeah. So, we were talking about, putting together, some sort of masterclass for the viewers on LLCs. And it got me thinking, what are some of the things I can, kind of warn people who have their LLC or before they set up their LLC, what to do to make sure you don't lose that liability protection, right? Because the whole reason we're spending the money and the time to create this LLC is to give us liability protection so that you can't come after my personal bank account or take my personal home if somebody has a lawsuit judgment against me. And so, there's really some very basic, simple things to keep in mind when running your business to keep you safe and not lose that protection. And if you're a single member LLC, and it's just you running this business, it's even more important to operate as a legitimate business, because those most likely to have the LLC pierced are the ones where they're kind of treating their business like their personal bank account. It's like a shell of them acting personally. So if you want that business liability protection, you have to operate as a business. So some real basic, simple things. You want to make sure that you have a separate bank account for every LLC. Okay. And, it's really important that it's a separate account. So maybe you have one LLC, maybe you have four. Each LLC should have its own bank account. Now, they can all be at the same bank, but they should have separate accounts, separate account numbers. And with that's going to be a separate ATM card, a separate checking account, all of those things separate for the LLC so that, if you are writing a check for the business, it's not coming from your personal checking account or your personal credit card. It is coming from the business account. In addition to the business checking account, you're going to have a business credit card. Okay. Now, look, I mean, there are some people who are, concerned about whether or not they can get credit in their business name. That's not the topic of this. There's plenty of banks who will give you a very small limit on a credit card to establish credit. So even if you're just, have $1,000 limit on this credit card to make purchases at Home Depot or, Lowe's or wherever to make improvements to your property, but pay for things with an LLC credit card or your LLC bank account. Now, the most important thing is, people are going to, have situations sometimes where maybe they don't have enough money in that bank account to pay bills. Okay. So if you're going to take personal money and put it into your LLC account to pay bills, that's okay. Just keep a record of it. The problem is when you're doing the opposite, when you're taking LLC bank account money and using it to go buy groceries. Or use it to go to the store and buy some new clothes, or use it to pay for your personal rent or mortgage. Okay. If you're going to take payments for your personal expenses, then just give yourself a salary or a profit disbursement. Don't just use the LLC bank account to pay the supermarket directly, like a debit card.
So we're saying pay yourself a check.
Right. Pay yourself a salary, or, sometimes if you're an S Corp or something like that, maybe it's a profit distribution, but that's between you and your accountant. But there's no reason that you can't take money from your business, but it should go to you first and then you pay your bills with it.
Gotcha.
Okay. So to avoid getting pierced, you need to make sure your accounts are separate and that you're not commingling money. That's the biggest thing courts are looking at. Are you commingling money? Remember that phrase, meaning, are you basically just shifting money around between your personal accounts and your LLC? Or for those people, with multiple LLCs, like maybe you have an LLC for your property management company. Then you have a property in a separate LLC, and then you maybe have a third LLC for a construction company, whatever it is. If you have multiple LLCs, you need to make sure you don't commingle the funds between these different LLCs, because then what's happening is you're putting all of the assets of all of those different LLCs into play. Okay, so if let's say you're getting sued and there's a judgment against you, and the lawsuit was against LLC number one that only had $5,000 in the bank and no property, right? But now you've commingled funds and shared checks and credit cards and money with LLC number two that has a $300,000 multifamily home in it. The court can say, okay, LLC number two is now subject to attach with this judgment because you've mingled your funds between the two. You've made it seem like LLC number two is the personal bank account for LLC number one. Okay. And it's very easy to avoid these things. Just keep records, keep a lot like a ledger, a Word document. It's okay to loan money back and forth to your businesses or to yourself, but you have to document it and you have to repay it. Let's say LLC number two has more money in it and it can loan LLC number one money, but there should be a paper trail of that and there should be a repayment plan for that. Okay. Most people think I'm just a single member LLC. Who's watching? Nobody knows what I'm doing with my money. I pay my taxes. I file my state documents. And it's true. Nobody cares what you're doing until you get sued.
They don't care till they care.
Right. And then what happens is the attorneys, they subpoena your bank records. Part of discovery is they do an asset search and they figure out, which is what you're talking about all the time, right? They do an asset search. Hey, how many properties does this guy own? How many LLCs is he a member of? And then I want the bank account records of every one of these LLCs to see, has he been mingling funds?
Wow.
right? And honestly, that was I did it in a lawsuit when I was suing a property owner where one of my clients got injured. He had 12 different homes shared between multiple LLCs. He basically was using cash because he thought that he could hide things by paying cash. So I subpoenaed the bank records of all of these different accounts to show that he's really mingling everything and he's just using cash to try and hide his negligence. And, we talked about that when I got that verdict. I mean, all 12 of his houses are on the line for a forced sale, So, so you can avoid that by good record keeping, simple record keeping. Okay. So, those are the most basic things. Okay. We're going to start with, go ahead.
Before I leave here, Jay, let me ask you on the LLC that we are preparing for our audience, maybe there should be a checklist of stuff not to do when they download the document or something?
We can certainly do that. I'm happy to do that. Really.
Okay, cool.
I would say the number one warning is separate your accounts. Don't commingle funds. Okay. That's really important.
Wow.
And keep paperwork.
Is there a time frame that you can go back on that? Or is it like I can go back 20 years or what?
I think it would depend on the nature of the claim against you,
Really?
But there are statute of limitations on actions in court, civil actions in court, whether it be breach of contract, negligence, whatever. So typically the court is going to confine you to that time period. But if you can prove that you need to look earlier and it's relevant, then they'll allow it.
Gotcha.
The other really, really important thing is when you enter into agreements, contracts, anything, you are signing this document as a member of the LLC, not in your personal name. So it's going to be, it'll be like Chris Haskins, member.
Yes.
And the contract is going to be between LLC, your name LLC, whatever it is, and other party. Okay, it's not going to be in your name. That contract is going to be in the name of 123 LLC, and that document is going to be signed by Chris Haskins, member 123 LLC.
Okay, so, I love it.
Yep. And those are really two of the most important basic instructions I can give people. If you stick to separating yourself as simply acting as the member of this LLC from you personally, then that's a good demonstration to the court that it's the business that's entering into this agreement, not you personally. Right. Now, for example, a lease, let's say you go to lease a commercial space, right? Maybe you're going to have a brick and mortar location, or you're going to lease a property or whatever it may be. When you lease to your tenants or whoever it is, make sure that you're identifying the LLC as the landlord, not you personally. Okay, all of these little things.
Why is that, Jay? Why do we need to put the LLC as the landlord?
Because that is who the responsible party is, not you personally. Your LLC will be the defendant in the lawsuit if somebody gets sued, not you.
I see.
Now, as the member of that LLC, you will defend the action and hire your attorney and do all that good stuff, and you'll sit there in the courtroom, but you're personally trying to avoid liability because you have all these documents properly set up.
Gotcha. So for my
audience, and so like, let's say you want to evict a tenant for non-payment of rent, you're going to file the petition, and then the plaintiff is the LLC.
Gotcha.
Not you, but you're going to sign that petition as Chris Haskins, member LLC. Okay. So it's these little subtle things that make a huge difference to the court to show that you're operating as a legitimate business. So we talked about, those are the big things.
Okay.
All documents and contracts should be in the name of your LLC. Now, that's not to say, look, some people may want a personal guarantee, which is like a personal financial guarantee. Like maybe someone's giving you a loan and they're going to give the loan to the LLC. Okay. The agreement, the promissory note, whatever the document is going to be in the name of the LLC. That person may still want you to give a personal financial guarantee, and that's okay. That's totally separate though than you being personally liable for some sort of negligence or breach of contract or things like that. You can always agree to put your personal liability on the line, right? But we're talking about how to avoid that by accidentally becoming personally liable. So right. So those are the three biggies. Don't commingle, have separate accounts, make sure all documents are on the name of the LLC. Those are the three quick ones.
That is cool. I remember that.
And I see that, I see that happen all the time. A lot of people don't, they just think, well, I'm the only member, so I can sign the documents. Okay. And it's the same thing when we talk about the land trusts. Okay. You're signing documents as the trustee, not you personally. Okay. So it's the same kind of thing. You're a member of this LLC. And so if you, when you pay bills, like let's say you own a property, right? You have to pay your electric bill or you pay your water bill or whatever the case may be, garbage, those bills should be paid from the checking account of your LLC. Okay. The other thing, the other real kind of subtle, tricky thing courts will look at is if you never put any assets into this LLC, there's never any money, never any property. It's just on paper, an LLC. And you're out there wheeling and dealing. It's going to look like it's not, it's a sham. It's a shell of a business that you're really just trying to hide your personal liability. And so if you enter into an agreement to provide a service and you have no intention of providing that service, there really is no, let's say, like, for example, let's say you enter into a contract to clean out a house for somebody, right? You're going to wholesale, you're going to clean it out for them, but you have absolutely no cleaning equipment. You have no supplies, you have no staff, you have nothing. There's no money in this account, and you just don't show up and you don't do it. Right? They're going to come after, there's the potential that they can come after you for damages, right? So, I would say that traditionally courts will pierce the corporate veil only about 40 to 50% of the time. Like, it's not all the time. There has to be real demonstration of fraud or mismanagement between your personal finances and the business.
How about when we're writing a check, Jay? I'm thinking about me. How many checks do I write in a day? Do I need to?
Right, but aren't you from an LLC bank account?
It's from my LLC, paying contractors and the like.
Yeah, that's fine because it's a bank. It's the LLC bank account, and you're able to sign your name to that check because you're the member of that LLC. That's okay. It would be a problem if it was Chris Haskins' personal bank account signing that check.
Gotcha.
Right?
Yeah.
Like where you and your wife or whatever have your personal bank account.
Oh,
right?
Lord.
Right. So you don't want to do that. And if let's say, look, maybe you don't have enough money to pay this contractor. So you're going to take your personal money from your personal checking account and you're going to put it in your LLC bank account so you can write that check. Okay. Write it from the LLC checking account and keep a record of all the personal money that you've loaned your business.
Nice.
And then you pay yourself back when the profit is there. And it's a simple Excel spreadsheet, or a simple Word document.
Cool.
Because the truth is, let's say you get sued for something that happened 2 years ago. Are you going to remember every time you did that? No. So if you're keeping track, you'll be okay if somebody questions you.
This is cool. There's so much stuff we don't think about.
And it's so easy because today everything is electronic, right? All bank accounts, everything's online. You can move money around electronically. You could take pictures of checks before you deposit them. There's really no reason not to keep records for yourself. You have to view it as a protection for yourself. It's my team. I always tell people, remember, you're running, okay? You have to act and treat it like it's a business, no matter how small it is.
Okay. Jessica, thank you. And I just want to make sure, I see some people asking, where can they get the operating agreement? Jessica is working literally. We have been cranking out this operating agreement together.
Yeah.
Is there something you guys
We're going to give you our, let us know if you want our, I was talking to you about that. I have my LLC agreement that I use for my clients, and we talked about making it available to the viewers. And if you guys would like that as part of a masterclass or a document that you can purchase and use, let us know and we'll make it
Yeah,
available.
absolutely. Please put it in the comments. Oh, go ahead, Jay.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And that's one of the things I kind of say too. I mean, you and I talk a lot during the week. It's like, I want to, these Friday attorney time sessions, they're not really about me. I mean, I want to know, I want to talk about things that the viewers want. So
Yeah,
if there's legal issues that you want information on, that's what I'm happy to talk about. I typically only pick topics that I think you guys can benefit from, given the chaos that happened this week, and it's true, because this is one of my clients this week. What I'm working on is, the lease agreement was initially in his personal name, and we wanted it, and we switched it to the LLC name to make
okay.
sure, had everybody re-sign everything. I kind of just, I come into play and I look over what my client's documents are that are existing, and I say, okay, let's stop, let's fix this. Okay, let's give you that cloak of protection. And we redo documents and refile things. You can amend documents. There's nothing wrong with that. You just have to do it, to keep notes, date things, use your initials when you change things, things like that.
Cool, cool. Well, thank you, Jessica. I see one dude putting over here a couple of times. Are unrecorded deeds valid? Jessica, if you want to touch that real quick.
Well, I can't speak for other states, but
Okay.
in terms of in New York, obviously, when you say valid, I mean, it's not going to be recognized as a property owner unless the deed is recorded, right? Because
Yeah,
then anybody could just, like, it's like printing fake money. If the document isn't recorded anywhere, it's not going to be considered the rightful owner.
it's on notice. Yeah, it's like who the hell's going to even know that you own it?
Right.
Okay, Jessica, I know your time is valuable. We're already at 2:25, so
Sure. Anybody
yeah.
have any questions? Let me know.
I see that's there. Real money. Maybe it's a million comments. I think it's
And
mostly comments.
you people can always email me over the
Yeah,
weekend. When I know people watch a replay, it's tough to during the workday.
yeah.
I try and always respond to email. So if somebody has a question,
Let's talk about this
let me
masterclass,
know.
Jay. My roundup family class. I have begged and pleaded with Jessica to allow us to use her LLC operating agreement, and it's so many pages long. I mean, what is it? I don't know.
Yeah, it's about 12 pages.
It's it's so long, and we're literally working on a class for you, and so you'll be able to download Jessica's how cool is this? Download Jessica's operating agreement, and then she'll go down the line items to show you what needs to be done. I think it's going to be very
Right.
cool, Jay.
I do too. I want, knowledge is power. And my big thing is I want everybody to be able to have the same tools and protections that all the big companies have. Why shouldn't
Right,
we have that? And
right.
so if I can take some legal document and help you guys use it properly, because that's the thing. Like, a lot of people think, well, they'll just go on to, like, whatever, a company, and
Legal.
download a
Yeah,
document. But if you don't know how to fill it out properly, or if you don't know how to use it properly, it's not really going to help you. So I want to combine that. I want to give you the document. I want to tell you how to fill it in and customize it. So you don't have to necessarily, if you want to use an attorney, great. But if I walk you through it, then you know how to fill it out. And every time you start a new LLC, you could just reuse it. You're going to get it in a
nice.
Word document so you can edit it. And then I'm going
Oh
to
wow.
tell you basically how to use it and when to use it as your sword and your shield, to protect you.
Good Lord. That's just crazy. I'm
Yeah, it'll
thinking
be
about
fun.
how much money, how much I've spent over the years, and then to be able to access it was just priceless.
Right. Right. Well, that's giving back, right? Because listen, of course,
That's
I've
right.
made, we attorneys make money off preparing these documents for clients. And this is my opportunity to kind of make it an affordable product for people who want to do it themselves.
I love it. Okay, Jay, it's
Yeah.
2:30. Thank you for your time.
Oh, it was great. I'm glad I could help out and visit today. Have an awesome rest of the day, everybody. Take
All
care,
right.
Chris. I'll
Peace.
talk to you next week.
Okay. Yep.
Bye.
Bye. Round up family. Jessica is gone. I'm getting ready to cut out of here too. But yeah, I have been working diligently. I don't tell you guys everything because I can't document every second of my day. What are you doing? This is what I got to deal with. Daddy daycare around our family and doggy daycare. I got daddy daycare and doggy daycare. Pray for your boy, y'all. Pray for your boy. So I'm working on an operating agreement for you, Jessica and I. This week, actually, boom, 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 going down. Her and I, hours going over this document to make sure that it's going to be custom made for you, your real estate business or any other business. So we're going to do a master class. She's going to break down exactly where you're going to put the information to say what this LLC is created for. So for me, I know my family members are typically going to be real estate investors. So she's going to show you where to put that in, and then it'll be editable. Hey, chill. It'll be editable, so you'll get the operating agreement in a Word document as opposed to paying $1,000 to the attorney. You go in and then you get one printed out, and you can't even edit it for your next business. Or you got one flipping houses and one for online your online marketing business. Then you have another one if you're like me, and then you have another one for your rental property. So it's like you need to have that. Then we're going to give you the shovels to go and create your own LLC, and don't have to worry about calling me on that stuff. Okay, roundup. I love you. I'm going to try to come back tonight if I can, or over the weekend. We have some signs. Oh Lord, Bubba. Goodness gracious, Bubba, can you close the door? So Billy. Good God. I'm sorry, roundup family. Doggy daycare and daddy daycare since school is out. Close the door, Bubba. Close the door. Close them in the door. I got a guy that's got some signs. Roundup family. He's a sign. He owns his own printing shop. So we're working out something to provide you with your bandit signs. He has got a sign that is pulling in some phone calls, getting a great response, and hopefully I will be getting him in try over the weekend. But if not, I'll see you Monday with Monday Masters, and we look forward to this holiday. Hopefully, I'm going to convince Mr. Transaction Engineer to let us put his ultimate ugly and pretty house buying machine course for a discount for the holidays. So look out for that. I love you. Like the content, comment below, and give us a thumbs up.